Take me on home to the asylum. Never alone in the asylum. Anarchy ruled, it was wild, but through it all you never smiled. Joke's on you, I'm in your head, so look who's laughing now. Remember in Arkham City, I killed your girl, so pretty. That was the night you let me die. But when I looked you in the eye, that's when I knew we'd be together. Look who's laughing now. I'm stuck in your head and I'm laughing. Ah, I feel you with dread and I can't stop laughing. Your parents are dead and I can't stop laughing. What else can I do? Now I'm part of you. I am the clown, prince of crime. And we've had a hell of a time. You're part of me, I'm part of you. And now there's nothing left to do. I just can't wait till I'm in control. Who'll be laughing then? I drove you round the bend and I'm laughing. I'm with you till the end and I can't stop laughing. I killed all your friends and I can't stop laughing. Oh yeah. I think I can taste your fear. Now that my time is near. I'm in your blood, I'm so alive. I only wish you'd let me drive. It won't be long till I make you kill. Who'll be laughing then? Barbara's dead and I'm laughing. Ah! Jason Todd's dead and I can't stop laughing. I'm even dead and I can't stop laughing. What else can I do? Now I'm part of you. I drove you round the bend and I'm laughing. I'm with you till the end and I can't stop laughing. I killed all your friends and I can't stop laughing. I'm cock-a-doodle-doo. All because of you. I'm stuck in your head and I'm laughing. Ah, I fill you with dread and I can't stop laughing. Your parents are dead and I can't stop laughing. I'm stuck in your head and I'm laughing. I filled you with dread and I can't stop laughing. Your parents are dead and I can't stop laughing. What else can I do? Now I'm part of you.
Welcome, everybody! Welcome! I know you came to the stream to hear discourse about games and such, but I've decided I'm going to spend 10 minutes talking before we get to the stuff you really want to say. How are you guys? How's everybody doing? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling lively? I know I sure am. Had a big old swig of a candle. Tell you what, feeling very spice pumpkined right now. Dude, I swear, some people don't know the meme of the candle drinking, and so like somebody like asked, is that a real thing? Did you actually drink a candle one time? I was like, no, it's a joke. No, I did not drink a candle, allegedly. But some people don't know the meme, so it's okay. Hold on, where'd it go? You guys, a couple of you guys made some memes. Where is the memes channel on the Discord? Where did I put it? Was it just in lobby? Where's the memes? Am I looking right at it? I've got to be looking right at it, right? Song share a link. Was it share a link? Is that what you guys posted? No. Submit a clip. No. TV shows, board games, anime, manga. I feel I'm taking crazy pills. I could have sworn we had a meme page. Oh my god. My brain, is it just this fried? Is it just this fried? Is that what's happened to me? Oh my god. Oh my god. This is what I deserve. Anyway, this was one of sorry. This was one of the edits you guys made. I shared it with the team. It's pretty freaking fire. It's pretty fire. Having a cutout of Todd is not weird. Not that I have one. He does. Or oh, it's zoomed in. Candle wax does not burn your mouth that much. Lock it in. Lock it in. Boom. It was a good time. It was a good time. And honestly, like, to just give you guys some behind the scenes stuff, like, as I told you guys before the show even started, we knew what we needed to change and improve for next year, like going into it, and seeing reactions affirmed what we suspected. It's a first attempt, so obviously it's only going to get better, but looking at the stats and the analytics for everything, it was solidly like double what we expected in terms of like actual engagement, viewership across everything. It was way more than we thought it would be, which is really, really cool. And then secondary exposure with things like news articles, retweets, trailers spreading has been significant, and way, way higher than we expected. So especially on an analytical side, like crazy successful. So obviously we have plenty of things to swap and change, but still we're pretty happy with it. Why didn't you edit before? Dude was funny. So I told you guys that took 9 hours to film. The original vision was that like we do 3 trailers and then there'd be like 30 to 45 seconds of banter or quick comments that we would cut from the discourse, and then that would be between. So the original vision was like trailers, 30 seconds maybe of banter between it, maybe a minute for like the big stuff we had an interview for. It did not end up like that, because it turns out like when you're having a conversation among friends, it's not that easy to just splice it out, you know? So it didn't end up the way we initially envisioned it. And so, you know, we already have ideas. One of the things I'm interested in doing, like if we do a traditional show format with, you know, shows, we lead into the, you know, and introduce them. If we have interviews or like studio tours, think of like the Xbox Developer Direct thing where they go to the studio and you see like interviews with the devs. If we did that with trailers and everything, and then we have that conversational side of the show as a post show after the fact for the people that are interested in maybe some extra tidbits that we didn't put in the show, some of those extra reveals and extra pieces of info. I think that would be really, really interesting. So trust me, everything you guys are thinking, we're thinking it too. We're spinning the gears. We're working on it. It's only going to get better. Okay. It's only going to get better. Promise you that. Let's see. Oh, Loxy, did I read your mind? 2 hosts at a time, talk about the games between. You might have already clocked this. Oh yeah. I also, like, I have multiple notes. I even have a crude drawing I made on a post-it note. There, focus. Of the group. You can tell why I'm not a game developer, because I'm far from an artist. But you can see us sitting on the couches, and I was like, we need like footage of the games when we're talking about it. Like if we just showed a trailer for Crimson Desert or for 3 games, we need the video like right there. So yeah, trust me, we've got all this stuff. We're working on it. Thank you for your patience. And thank you for watching, because again, crazy successful for being what it was. And yeah, we appreciate you guys. So appreciate you. I'm very baked, Luke. Nice. I'm about to get baked. People ask me, all the time. They're like, Luke, why do you have a lighter like for dabs and stuff? I was like, I use it for candles. I actually got this, you know, those bundles where it's like you sign up for $20 a month and they send you the kit of like all the dude stuff, like cigar cutters and whiskey stones and stuff like that. This came, we did a sponsorship with one of them, and they were great. And one of the things they sent was this lighter, along with, I think it was walnut or cedar. I think it was cedar. And they were little wood pellets and shavings, and you would light them with that butane lighter and then put the glass inside for like a whiskey drink. And so you'd have the smoke from the wood with the cup for the whiskey to go in. It was very, very nice. It was very nice. And now I use it for candles. So there you go. There you go. That's how it works, you know? Why did you say 12-hour DLC is meat on the bone in the New Game Plus show, but Starfield's 20-hour DLC, you shame to hell? If you're alleging that the Shattered Space DLC was 20 hours, I would ask you why you were playing with one finger on the controller instead of both hands, because you'd have to be as high as hold on. Larry David. You'd have to be as high. That's funny that it's Larry David. I didn't even realize. You'd have to be as high as Larry David to take 20 hours to finish that thing, dude. Like, what? This is not even a controversial thing to say that DLC was laughably short. Like, goddamn, dude. Oh, it's okay. Some people only have one finger. I'm not mocking that. If you were playing the game like this, then it might take you 20 hours. Maybe. What's the shortest DLC you've ever played? It kind of depends on what you define as a DLC, right? Like, it's because if it's an expansion that adds like a new zone, that's a different thing than if it's just like a new quest has been added as a DLC, you know? It's different. It's different. It's taken me years to finish Shattered Space, also years to start it. That's good. That's good. You know it's not good though. Apparently Code Violet. Were any of you guys waiting for this? I mean, this was, I know it's supposed to be like a spiritual successor to Dino Crisis, I think is how it was framed, but apparently she not good. Apparently she pretty bad. Were any of you guys looking forward to this? No, man, no. Apparently it's just like a disaster. A few parts look good at a distance, but textures can get muddied up close. The camera can render some indoor encounters completely unintelligible mess until it's refocused. Yeah, apparently it's just like not good, like in any way, shape, or form. The variety of these Jurassic jerks is a letdown, with large or small velociraptors and poison-spitting Dilophosauruses. Did I say that right? Dilophosaurus. I think I did. Making up the bulk of non-boss foes. Each type has its own behaviors, but they are shallow and predictable. Big raptors just run and swipe at you until you're dead. Apparently just not good. Which is too bad, because a lot of people were like looking forward to it. Oh, I didn't mean to click no. I am over 17 years old. I swear. Now it's locked permanently. IGN, what are we doing? I accidentally clicked no, I'm not over 17 years old. And now the website locked my browser. Like, come on. Come on, man. Code Violet. Violet. What's this? This is the game.
Bothering you? Do not put weapons in their hands. They are too important.
I've been having dreams again.
Like, I can tell from this trailer that like it looks a little clunky, whenever you see like really awkward camera angles like this, it always gives me pause because it makes me think they're trying to hide something, you know? It's just like, there's something. But I mean, IGN gave it a 4, which is like a 1. Code Violet is not the Dino Crisis successor you may have hoped for, and doesn't even clear the bar of a successful clone of the various other third-person shooters it cribs most of its ideas from. Woof. Woof. And then a number of others, like I think VGC reviewed it as well, and they also were like, nope. Looks horrendous. The Rad Brad is playing it. Looks okay, yeah. I mean, it's one of those games that's like really bad, but it also is like so bad that nobody cares. You know, it's not like funny bad. Funny bad is one thing. Bad is just, why is she wearing a diaper? I think it's just an unfortunate pair of underwear. Oh, does it do the cropped Order 1886 thing with the cinematic aspect ratio? Oh. What am I looking at, dude? Like, you can't see anything that's going on. Thrilling. Dude, it looks like the movement, like you know how sometimes you're playing a game and the right stick sensitivity is too low? So as you're like running around stairs, you can't move the view fast enough to be looking down the stairs while you run the corners. That's what this looks like. Because you see, he's just kind of bumping into the railings because the camera isn't moving fast enough to the right to be able to go down the stairs. They couldn't get the stairs right. That's funny. That's a woof. That's a woof. It's too bad. Too bad. Not a great start to the year. But you know what? There it is. There it is. You know, it's also not a great start to the year. Please don't get upset with me. I am just the messenger, okay? I'm just the messenger. Are you ready? Allegedly, pricing for the Steam Machine may have just leaked through a Czech retailer. It's worse than we could have imagined. Now, before I show you, I want to be clear. It's possible that this is partially because of like import duties and fees and stuff like that. That's possible. Okay. So the price could be a tad lower than this in like the US, for example. But people have gone onto the website of this Czech retailer. Initially, something was posted. Now you can find it in the code of the website if you do that, like F12 inspect element and everything. But they found that the Steam Machine price was listed at $950 USD for the 512 gig model and $1,070 for the 2 terabyte model. They do have an update though, a new update. Hold on. In response to the publication of this article, maybe, are we going to debunk it? Please. In response to the publication of this article, a separate user on X, formerly Twitter, dug into the smarty.cz source code to verify the Steam Machine pricing estimates for themselves and went a step further to look into Alza, another separate Czech retailer and one of the country's largest. On Alza, their listing for the Steam Machine, user Hajidin, I'm not sure, also found that it had similar pricing structure for the Steam Machine, though it added that the original post's indication that the actual price will be lower than the conversion estimate is almost definitely correct due to Alza and Smarty CZ including their own markups. Okay. So this is kind of what they're talking about. So you can go into the code and find in the HTML the listing of like Data Gasmalit GA small item, I guess. 2 terabyte, price 22305, full price 26990, pocket price 26990, tax 4684, brand, Valve, etc., etc. And they were able to check this on these multiple outlets to see what they had it listed at and break it down. Import tax, didn't know that. However, retailers are definitely free to buy the Steam Deck, at least as you can comfortably buy it from the retailers being discussed here. It costs around $350 post-tax, despite the limited supply. So it seems like there is possibly a markup included in this. So if the markup is, say, $50 US, and maybe there's import duties of $50, then $850 USD. You know, I think it's all about degrees, right? Import duties and markups are certainly a thing that I think would indicate that the price will be lower than what you see here. But personally, I don't see this working if it's a penny over 700. I don't think it sells well at 700. I think it needs to be in that like console range of like 600 and lower to actually find a place. At even close to even 850, I just don't see how this works, man. Like I don't see how that works, dude. Like even if you say that the price is $100 lower than this, I still don't think that works. And to be clear, this is going to be true for all hardware this year. I want to be clear that this is not just like a Steam Machine thing. Everything's going to be expensive. We just talked the other day about how Samsung was warning people leading into CES that even their smart fridges and like dishwashers are going to go up in price because of the VRAM or because of the DRAM shortages. And just like today, apparently they were doing an interview about Samsung TVs and warned that the prices on the TVs will also be going up because of all of the memory shortages. So everything in your life that's digital will go up in price this year, probably significantly. Okay, like it's a little silly. Dishwashers, yeah, dude, some of those dishwashers, they like connect to your Wi-Fi and like send you notifications for when the dishes are done. I had in a house we were renting, there was a refrigerator there that connected to the Wi-Fi, and it would auto order itself a new water filter whenever it would need one, which is crazy, but that's just smart appliances, right? Smart appliances. So I think that if it's even close to this, I don't know, man. I cannot fathom a world in which this like sells well if it's close to that price. Because I'm like one of the target audiences, and I feel like a lot of you guys are too. I'm reading through the chat, and a lot of you guys are like, there's no way that it sells if it's 1,000. I kind of agree, dude. Like, I don't know how that works if it's anywhere close to that level. You know, I don't see how that works. So it's just a tough spot. It's a tough spot for them to be in. And to be clear, it's not all their fault. If they could price it at 600 and that made sense financially, I'm sure they would. It's kind of above their pay grade, but I'm one of the target audiences for this that has expendable income and likes spending money on tech. And even I'm like, bro, I don't know how I could possibly justify spending like $800 to $900 on this thing. I don't see it, dude. I don't see how it could work. So I don't know. The 1,000 for the 2 terabyte. When I first saw this number, I was like, okay, maybe this could work. Maybe if it's 1,070 for 2 terabyte, that puts it at like 800 for the 512 model. And if it's 500 or 800 for that, maybe with import duties, it's actually being sold at 700, maybe. But like 950, dude, that's steep. That is steep. So we'll see. It's possible that it ends up being cheaper and they walk it back. As of right now, as you can see, I love this thing that WCCF Tech does where they do a rumor assessment. They do this on all of their like rumor speculation things where they rate it based on whether the timeline makes sense, the technical stuff makes sense, and then they corroborate it. That gets a score. So if other agencies or outlets are reporting the same thing, or if they have multiple sources saying the same thing, they'll rate it higher. And then the source, they'll also rate it. So for example, we did like the Starfield 2.0. I think they had an article on that. Let's see, did they do? Yeah. So with this, source, 5 out of 5. Corroboration, 3 out of 5. Technical, 5 out of 5. Timeline, 5 out of 5. And so they rate it as highly likely. I love this thing that they do. I think more outlets should do that. Shout out WCCF Tech. That's fantastic. But having said that, this is probable. So it's not totally unfounded or anything. It still has a lot of moving parts, such as the markups that the outlets could put on this. Maybe they're doing the scalper thing and they actually slapped a $400 markup on it. I don't think that's likely, but maybe. 21% VAT. Yeah, the value added tax slapped on top. That certainly gets the number lower when converted for like US markets. I don't think it even then gets it far enough, but still, we're in that range. We're in that range. So we'll see. I think it's just to warn people. I don't think this is going to be one of those products where it's like, ooh, yeah, I'll just go pick one up real quick. I think it's going to be like a big choice if you want to get into it. And even then performance is going to matter. And I'm not convinced performance will be phenomenal for the specs I've seen. So it's just going to be interesting. I'm intrigued by it. I want the Steam Machine to make sense, but for me personally, if it gets over 700, I'm like, I think I'm out. Full stop at that point. If it's between like 500 and 700, I'd probably think about it and might get it, might not. Under 500, I'm like, sure, let's do it. But I don't think there's any shot it's anywhere close to 500. So there you go. Sorry to break your heart. Sorry to break your heart, but there you go. He said, for context, the 256 gigabyte Steam Deck sells for $530 pre-tax here. So my guess is there's a truly huge markup on the price. That's kind of the hope, at least. So at most, the cheapest is likely to be around 800. If we do go with the possible price diff, someone told me in US Steam Deck is 400. It looks like it, which would mean that maybe their retail is going to end up at 800. So if the markup is proportional to the markup that same store is doing for the base Steam Deck, it would put the Steam Machine at like 800 US, which I think sounds more realistic than like 950. I don't think 950 is the price, but I think even at 800, I'm like, it's a lot. It's a lot. So we'll see. I'm sure they're going to announce pricing relatively soon because their goal was to launch it relatively soon, but time will tell. Time will tell. Okay. So there you go. Seems expensive. Yeah, I mean, it is. It is. And I think it's just, unfortunately, the reality of the situation. Like, I don't think there's much they can do about it. It's way beyond their, like, purview. It's like global economy stuff, you know? Valve has enough money to, well, yeah, Valve has enough money to, but Valve also has all the money that they have because they don't give things away for free. And they don't lose $100 or $200 on every unit. Like, and the other piece is, like, why do companies usually sell things at a loss? To gain market share, right? Steam already basically owns the PC storefront. Like who are they really competing against? You could say that they're trying to go up against console platforms with the Steam Machine specifically. They're trying to get like living room market share, which I think makes sense. I think that that's probably fair. But this Steam Machine does not compete, I don't think, with like even a PS5, at least in terms of power and what it's able to do on a fidelity level. My understanding as a stupid gamer dude is that it's somewhere between a Series S and a Series X. Like it's somewhere between there, probably closer to the Series S than it is to the X. And at that point, I'm like, bro, for $800, yes, you get access to the Steam storefront, but like, you know, that's a lot to play games at 1080p. Like it's just a lot, you know? I don't know if it works, but we'll see. I hope that they put it out and it's one of those things that can go on sale and maybe then it makes sense and maybe developers optimize for it. And you know how we now get like Steam Deck verified? Maybe they'll have Steam Machine verified and that'll be like a dedicated setting and optimization for certain games. That would be cool. Once we get that, then I think it starts to make sense. But if you have a lot of money to spend on gaming hardware, especially this year, I'm not sure you're spending it on like a lower tier gaming all-in-one PC like that. You know, I think that you're better, you'll be better off buying like a used GPU upgrade or something. not RAM. Don't buy RAM. Just don't do RAM right now. RAM's bad. RAM's bad. A friend of mine sent me a picture of his RAM that he bought in like, it was over the summer, like June, July or something. And I made fun of him a little because he got like a ridiculous 128 gig pack of whatever RAM that he did not need. Like, he's not making videos or doing any simulations or anything. He's playing games. He does not need 128 gigs of RAM, but he bought the kit, put it in his PC, and then just checked the price to see where it is today. And dude, he spent like, I think it was like $400 back in June, and now it's like $2,300 or something. It's unbelievable. It's crazy. It's crazy. Who needs the stock market when you can just buy RAM? You know? Who needs it? The thing is that the price of self-built and pre-built will skyrocket as well. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Everything's going up in price. I mean, it's even the OEM guys, they will have a discount, like, because they're buying in bulk, right? Like, if you buy an all-in-one laptop, like a gaming laptop, for example, I think you probably will save money. And I do think a lot of people who want to get into PC gaming, that honestly might not be a bad spot to like start, is looking at gaming laptops, because they're manufacturing thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands, probably not, of them. And so they can get discounts on parts and assembly and stuff. Gaming laptops might make sense. Building like with discrete parts might just start to get to the point like that it's crazy expensive, you know. Very difficult to justify. Thank you, Kyle. Real quick, let me catch up on these real quick. Kyle with the $5 super chat. Thank you. Congrats, and it was pretty hype. I think referring to the show. I like the yapping IMO. So who's gonna be the Kojima to your Jeff? Also, when are you watching the Brandy Boy Starfield video? Dude, I thought we would have Starfield at the show, frankly. No, I do want to cover that. I got some feedback from some of you guys that like the 10th Starfield BGS video in a month in December was like a bit much. So I pumped the brakes a little. We'll circle back and see what they're doing once they announce something relatively soon. But yeah, we'll circle back to it. Yeah, we'll circle back. Corey will be your Kojima. Don't tell Corey. You know what surprised me though? So if you missed it somehow, it is the case that they are doing an Xbox Developer Direct on January 22nd. I told you guys this was going to happen. Lots of people told you it was going to happen. It's far from a surprise. They do this now every year. But what did shock me is the lineup. So Playground Games is going to be there. This seems to be their focus, is that they have two Playground Games, games, specifically Forza and then Fable. And then Game Freak. But I thought it was like a no duh that they would finally show Starfield or something for the 2.0 update and the expansion, especially because allegedly in November they had that preview event and it's just not here. It's just not present, which is weird to me, at least. It seems strange, but they are hosting this event and they're going to show off Fable finally. This to me is pretty much confirmation Fable is launching this year. Jor Raptor was wrong. Can we get a Jor face in the chat? Can we get Jor face emojis? I need those in the chat desperately. He was wrong. You know, Jor's not wrong often, which is why it's kind of nice occasionally when he's wrong. Because I'm like, yes, finally. Let's see, I need to find, it was like a video clip. Hold on, I have to find the snippet of Jor with the, remember he was playing that like wheelchair game? Oh no. It's pretty old. It was an older video. Can I find it? I'm not sure if I can. I might be screwed. I was trying to find the clip of Jor doing his little like arm wavy thing. I can't find it though. Damn it. I'm gonna have to hunt it down. Gonna have to find it. Oh, this is a throw. Oh, I forgot about this.
Todd.
Okay, So you remember the guy, we played audio clips of him all the time.
Donated $10
That's most definitely
through
what's up.
Super Chat. Hey Luke, if models boycott Todd Howard Studios games completely, would that make BGS change their business practices?
If models did? If models boycotted? Like supermodels? Oh, modders maybe? Do you mean modders? Modders. Oh, okay. I was like if hot people stopped playing, would they not? I was very confused. Modders makes way more sense. Sorry. Modders makes a lot more sense, frankly.
At the Nerdy Giant 3621 donated $9.99 through Super Chat. Hey Luke, are the story leaks there have been surfacing real?
The story leaks for what specifically? For which one? Any more specifics? For I think I know what you're talking about, but I want you to say it. As for the modders, if modders boycotted it, they kind of did for the first 2 years. They kind of did. And what it seems like happened is that they overhauled their reward system and they're paying better. And that seems to have helped. So, yeah. I mean, they kind of did. Not in a way that you or I will care about or notice, but yeah, they kind of did. They kind of did. Okay. As for other things, I mean, I think the modding community largely checked out for like the first 2-ish years of Starfield, and it was just partnered modders. But effectively what their strategy has been now is to have a close relationship with the modders that are working on Starfield and to like invite them into the studio, be very involved with them. So they're working hard to harness and keep those relationships healthy, you know, do the little back massages, do a massage train in the office, stuff like that, you know, aka free labor. Well, it's not really free labor because they do get paid, but my understanding is that BGS doesn't have to pay them up front. So they'll invite them to like preview streams where they'll show them like updates for the games like they did in November, but they do get paid. It's just they get paid from people buying their mods instead of being paid up front. So it's, you know what it's like? It's like, you know, when you get hired at one of those MLMs and it's like, no, you can make money. You just have to get people in your down channels and then they recruit people. So, you know, you make a mod and then they will buy your mod and maybe they use your mod to make their mod. And then by doing that, they then, every time somebody gets their mod, they have to also download your mod, and then it goes up your up chain. And then once you're at the top of the pyramid, you make really good money. That's kind of how it works. As for story leaks, Nerdy Giant, let me see if you followed up with which one. Oh, GTA 6. Yeah, okay. GTA 6 story leaks. Interesting you bring that up because it does seem, at least Rockstar is claiming that they have fired people specifically over leaking story elements to influencers. And interestingly, it's suggested that Rockstar then spread out intentionally fake leaks to water it all down. You know, not a bad strategy, frankly. It's been my suggestion to game studios is like, if you want to get ahead of leaks, let's say hypothetically there's some like Last of Us Part 2 level leak that happens, right? Where it's like, oh God, Lucia and I forget his name. There's at the very end of the game, she shoots him or he shoots her, just right in the dome, gone. And that's like a big thing. You could see the video leaking or a screenshot of it leaking, going viral. Oh my God, the story is spoiled. The moment that starts to happen, Jason, thank you. Jason, John GTA, yeah. The moment that happens, Get on Midjourney. This is the one good use for AI. Get on Midjourney, generate 1,000 similar pictures that are all slightly different, and just go, it's AI generated. Then everybody will go, it's stupid AI crap, and dismiss it. Or just go on there and Photoshop in the little Gemini like logo, you know, the AI generated logo right there in the bottom corner. And everybody's like, nah, it's AI. Never mind. And they will forget it. I have it on good authority. There's a couple of leaks from like a year ago that were dismissed as AI for a certain upcoming game that probably were not AI. That like were probably pretty real. So I think it's already happening. I think there's a couple of studios out there who had this idea and were like, ooh, yeah, let's do that. So you know, people thought, you know, in the age of AI, it would just make leaks way more common because people could just make their own leaks. But I think what it's going to actually do is make real leaks impossible to differentiate from the fake ones. So now leaking's probably not that big of a deal anymore. I mean, it's still a deal, but like, you know what I mean? Like just the standard one screenshot of a monitor. I remember in the lead up to AC Origins, there was a leak of a picture of who we now know to be Bayek riding on a camel along the Nile. It ended up being real, but it was literally like they had it on their computer screen. Somebody took a picture on their phone, off angle and everything, of course. And then they uploaded it to Reddit or 4chan or whatever. And that's how it leaked. Now, AI, never mind. You know, so that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. And I think it's going to become more and more common. But as for the story leaks, I do think a number of them are real. As to which ones are real, who can say? Who can say? You know, I don't know. Real quick, Raphael, thank you for the super chat. Luke, I can't get into Discord. I associated my account, but still couldn't get in. Kill me with my stupidity. By the way, congrats on yesterday's show. Really liked it. Can't wait for more. Thank you, my friend. And yes, the next show will be even better by like a lot. Just you buckle up. We've got so many things in the works. As for the Discord account, send me an email at luke@28thAv.com with a screenshot of your account and I can get you in.
Hey Luke, barring the necessary disclaimer that anything is possible, what do you think the possibility of yet another GTA V delay would be? Cheers.
I think after hearing Jason Schreier's statements on the whatever podcast, Butt Mash podcast, I went from like 5 to 10%, call it 7% chance of a delay into 2027. After hearing what Jason said the other day, I think it's up to like 35%. He said they are still in the content addition phase, so they are not content complete yet, which is common for a lot of big games. Don't get me wrong. A lot of big games are not content complete until like a month out, okay? It's pretty common. GTA 6 is not a common game. The understanding from most people is that it's probably like it's been in heavy polish. I think the other piece that was interesting was that he said specifically that there's no one in Rockstar who would give 100% like, yeah, it's coming in November. And that to me, I thought the whole point of the delay to November was that it was locked down, you know, like it's happening. Okay, now it's actually happening. I don't know. I think it's still really, really likely to come out in November. Like if I were a betting man, I'd put a good chunk of change on November, but it's very possible it could slip to March. If it gets delayed, I don't think it gets delayed past March, but yeah, I think if it gets delayed, it goes to March. I don't think it's likely, but it's possible. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Yeah, Jason said he was misunderstood. Yeah, I think I think a lot of people took what he said and extrapolated that it was delayed. I think there was a freaking, who was it? I don't want to say the name of somebody if I don't know it was actually them. Let me see if it was. Okay, his current thumbnail says something different than what I remember it saying. Maybe he changed his thumbnail, because when I first saw the thumbnail of this particular individual, I could have sworn it said GTA 6 delayed to 2027, which is not what happened. And now his thumbnail has a big question mark in it. So maybe I just misread it. So I won't say his name. I don't want to suggest that he did that because I don't have proof of it. But there's certainly some YouTubers that heavily suggested that it was delayed to 2027. Yeah, this guy talks so much. Even more. Imagine next year. We're like, guys, today we're coming at you with only 10 games, even more yapping. We did an AI analysis. The most common term in the chat was yap, so we know you want more of it. We should do that. We should totally do that. That would be freaking funny, dude. It's like the AI said that we needed more yap. That's what most of you said. Yeah, and lots more RuneScape. Dude, it was so obvious. We joked before the stream because I had never seen the stream. Like I was not the editor. I didn't get any editorial review, okay? I'm just the talent. I just sit there. And we were joking. We're like, I bet the RuneScape section's gonna be long because like it's Hunter and Jake's favorite, which is fine. I mean, if we had like, if it were up to me, we would have spent the whole stream talking about, Crimson Desert and stuff. But it was funny that it was like that. It was very funny. It was funny. Anyway, sorry. But what I was going to show you is, you remember we have the guy on the soundboard. I'm not sure if it's working.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
That's a different soundbite.
What?
No.
I'm gonna come.
Dude, these are old soundbites too. Yeah, that's a classic.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Yeah, that's a classic. So I don't have the current sound bites on the board, but remember I used to have the sound bite on the board that was like, that's most definitely what's up. That was a guy named King Cobra JFS. King Cobra is our snake overlord, guardian, king of the skies. And sadly, he passed away back in, I think it was July, I want to say. Passed away in his sleep of, I believe, a heart attack. It was very sad. Very, very sad. Maybe it was after, maybe August. But he passed away. But before he did, I went on Cameo. And turns out he was on Cameo. So we pulled some strings. And he recorded this message for us in the classic King Cobra way, where he recorded it on his computer and then filmed his computer with his phone. Classic. So this is the message he gave us as a parting gift.
Do not screw up the Elder Scrolls 6. It's been ages since... Todd, do not screw up the Elder Scrolls 6. It's been ages since Skyrim, and if you can't play it or it sucks, we will have to use dark magic on Todd as punishment.
So there you go. He left us a message for Todd. Whether or not Todd hears it is up to him. It's up to him. But I just found that while I was searching for the Joe Raptor clip. I found that again. That's funny. That's a classic. Yeah. Rip to Todd. Rip to Cobes. Yeah. Cobes. What a legend. I will say I wish the Crimson Desert interview was a bit longer. The full interview is up. It's like 55 minutes long. I will warn you, Lua struggles with asking what some might call on-topic questions. So it's a little meandering, but yeah. So the whole video interview is up if you are interested. It's not just the 3-minute snippet. The 3-minute snippet has like the biggest stuff, but we talked about a lot of other stuff in it too. Let me mention this too, just in case you're playing Arc Raiders. some of you were like, dude, I don't know how Marathon could possibly find players. I think this is exactly how, okay? Arc Raiders has had a pretty severe cheating problem and like hacker problem and exploit problem specifically. So if you don't know, in Arc Raiders, there's been all sorts of exploits to like clip into walls where players can be inside building geometry and shoot out of it, but you can't shoot into it. So they can just shoot players, killing them without ever taking any damage. And there's no problem on PC and on console, because a lot of these exploits also work on console where you can also clip into certain spots. It's just a game problem. But the studio, Embark, has largely been on like literal vacation for the holidays. I know some people are like, they're just on vacation. In this case, it sounds like literally that's what happened. But during this time, they are back in the studio now, but even now there are new exploits being discovered that are ruining the game. And in my opinion, let me know your thoughts. I'm going to show you something in a second, and I think that this should just be banned. Like, I think you should be banned if you do this stuff. Look at this. So there's a guy who's streaming, and what he's doing is he's bypassing the in-game limits on movement, on locations and things by modifying the config files in the game like install folder to force ultra wide FOVs and high visibility presets.
I can see everything. Like, I can see the future. I can see where everybody's going.
And to be clear, I think he's just demonstrating this exploit. I don't think he's using this in matches or anything. The point is there are players who are using it in matches to gain competitive advantages.
Am I a bitch?
Or maybe he is in a match. Is he in a match doing this?
I'm a bitch with 3 more trigger grenades, I'll tell you that much. And a Vin 4. Oh, damn. The Stitcher's so much better than the Bobcat. It's actually dumb.
See the high visibility stuff? So it's removed all of the post-processing, all of the stuff for
Look
distance.
at how small the tunnel is. What is it? Oh, what is this? Game looks fire. I might cop this. Oh yeah, you should definitely play this. It's really fun.
I'm sorry. I think if you go into any matches with this type of stuff, I think you insta-banned. I think you're insta-banned, dude. Like, I'm sorry. You're going into a game with having altered the game files to give yourself a competitive advantage. How is that any different than using a mod or something to cheat? You know? Like, how it's literally the same thing, just instead of using a script to do it, you went into the INI files and did it yourself. It's ugly. I agree. That's not the point. The point is that you can put these filters on it. So normally, you know, there might be a little haze in the distance because it's dark. The lighting is dark, so you can't see all the way over there. And that's how 99% of other players are doing it. 99% of other players are playing with the standard graphical loadout and balancing that has certain things in shadow, certain things lit. You have the fall off from haze and different post-processing effects like bloom. When you turn all of that off in the config files, you gain an advantage over those players because now you can see like this. The other advantage is that if normally the like actual screen is cropped in like significantly, so if we just crop it to like this, the amount of detail that you're now able to see is significantly higher, because this is what all of your competitors are seeing when they're in this same spot, but you're seeing all of this extra detail all over this. So there's somebody running around over here. You couldn't see that if you were playing in the standard game, but you can see it if you're playing in this one with all of the stuff modified. So I mean, I thought maybe he was just demonstrating it. It seems like he did this. Yeah, I didn't realize he kills a player at the start. So they're in a match using this. Yeah, get banned. I'm sorry, get banned. Like, it's cheating, dude. I don't know what you want me to say. That's cheating. So be aware that's happening. But when I bring it up in the context of specifically like Marathon, the reason I've said that Marathon actually stands a chance at getting a player base is because a lot of the more casual community is getting fed up with this kind of thing, because they're playing matches and they're seeing players that have unfair advantages. And eventually, once these clips start to go viral, it breaks down the competitive integrity of the game to the point where a lot of people will just say, screw it and give up and go play something else. And I think when you have no alternative, you'll just keep playing. But I think if Marathon comes out and is like, pretty solid as an offering, a lot of people will pop over there and try it because they're just sick of the cheaters and the exploits and stuff. So Embark needs to get a crack on it and lock it down, because right now it's just, in my opinion, it's unacceptable. They got to figure it out. It's bad. It's bad. Okay. I hope Marathon's good game. Yeah, I hope Marathon is really good, and I think the delays will significantly help it. And it seems to be way improved over what we saw even in April. And so, and it's not just like graphically. A lot of people are like, well, yeah, duh, they added post-processing effects and stuff. Of course, because the game was delayed and like it wasn't finished when you saw it. I agree. What I'm saying when I say it's significantly improved, I mean like they've added prox chat, which they did not want to have in the game when we talked to them in April, which is like such an obvious, like, you need prox chat. What do you mean you're not going to do it? Because we're worried about toxicity. Suck it up. Like it was just so crazy. But because they felt the heat, they had to put their like pride behind them and be like, okay, we'll add in the thing that everybody wants, and it's gonna help it. It's gonna help the game. But I think that the problems they suffered, to put it lightly, forced them to give players and respond to that feedback specifically. Which should have been the starting point. I mean, you should start from the outset going, what do our players want? Listening to the feedback and building on that, instead of going like, no, shut up. You're not going to have prox chat because we can't trust you. You know? This I also don't think is enough for like a full segment or anything. It's just an interesting little tidbit that's been going around. Apparently Fable, which is going to be shown off on the 22nd, is currently in development for the PS5. It's not clear from this VGC report if their source is saying that the game will come to PS5 day and date, like on day one, or if it's coming at a later date. All they said was it's in development for PS5. So who knows what that means. They also say specifically for Forza Horizon 6, it was announced last year, will take place in Japan, will be released on Xbox and PC before eventually coming to PS5. For Fable, it could, I like reading this, it could mean that it's coming day and date. It could mean that it comes at a later date as well as this. I'm not sure. It's not written super clearly, but at the very least, it seems to be a cross-platform one. It doesn't shock me. I mean, that's kind of, yeah, in other news, water is wet. Exactly. Like, I don't really know why it's spreading far and wide, but that's what's happening. So there you go. Smart strategy. I mean, at this point, once gamers get the feeling that everything you're doing is getting put on every platform, your platform console, like platform, just starts to kind of degrade in rigidity. There's not a lot of reason to stay on that platform because everything's going to end up elsewhere. If Xbox really wanted to sell a lot of console exclusives back circa like 2020, 2021, they needed to come out and say, nope, it's not ever going to PlayStation. These are just exclusive to the platform. Then you get people to buy the console for those games. As long as there's a possibility it goes to the platform that somebody already has, why would they go spend $500 on a console? Or nowadays, like 800, you know, like, why would you do that? You just wouldn't. So yeah, it's, can't say I'm surprised. Can't say I'm surprised. In other news, can't say I'm surprised related to that. Anthem is getting ready to die. It's, that's just what it is. Yeah, as its servers are switched off and the game disappears forever. Yeah, people are rushing through it, trying to get platinums and stuff, which is crazy. The game servers will be available until January 12th, at which time the game will no longer be playable. Prepare to sunset the game's live servers on January 13th. It's happening. So in 3 days, Monday morning, probably, they're going to shut it down. And even if you own it, even if you have it installed, it just won't work anymore. They could have gone in and added an offline mode. And amazingly enough, you know what live service game that was a dumpster fire? Do you know what game got offline support? That kind of surprised me. Do you remember? you remember? Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. Of all the games to get it, Suicide Squad actually got offline support. So that's why I've told you guys, if you have like an extra $2 or something, honestly, probably worth it for $2, for $2.50 or whatever it's been on sale for. Yeah, no in-game purchases can be made when you're playing in offline mode, of course. No offline mode cannot be turned into online mode profile. So once you start offline, you can't go online. But once servers totally shut down, you'll still be able to play Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. So that's something that game even has over Anthem, okay? Even above and beyond Anthem, at least you can still play this one. Tuesday, you'll be able to play Suicide Squad. You won't be able to play Anthem, which is crazy, but that's just where we are. And it brings up a lot of discourse, of course, around stop killing games and everything. I think the interesting thing about the stop killing games movement, to me, that makes it tough to like, it's why honestly, like the Pirate Software thing made it blow up in a way I don't think it ever would have before. Like, I think the fact that he was so big-headed about it helped the movement so much, because by its very nature, the Stop Killing Games movement is sort of pushing to preserve games that most people on a statistical level don't care about. Like, they aren't playing the games, which is why the studios are shutting them down and shutting off servers and stuff. Like, they've moved on to a different game or to a sequel or whatever. Like, by their very nature, the games are being shut down because they don't have players interested in them anymore. But Stop Killing Games is about preserving games, and also just as a matter of pure ethical, like, in my opinion, logical, like, duh. I'm very articulate today. To me, it just seems like obvious. You paid money for a product. You should get to keep that product, even if other people didn't find it that compelling. If I bought a Ford Pinto and that car sucks ass and nobody else buys it, you shouldn't get to just take it away from me. You know, I still bought it. Even if it sucks and is objectively a terrible car, I should still be able to have it because I bought it, you know? Maybe regulators prevent me from driving it on roads because it randomly explodes, but that's a separate thing, you know? If you don't know, the Ford Pinto was a car that was so poorly designed, the gas tank was in the back, and like half the time when you rear-ended it in a light collision, it would explode and light on fire. Oops. It was a little bit of an oversight, frankly. Let's see. Skirban, thank you for the 5. Remember the simpler days of when Anthem's development was the biggest story in gaming? I miss those days. Yeah, Anthem's story was big. We made I don't think we've ever posted it, but I filmed a TikTok about it. Because I was looking back at it and I was like, dude, at one time, Anthem was like one of the most discussed games in all of gaming. Like, at one point, Anthem was the game to talk about. Like, it's crazy to think about, but it actually was. And now, you know, it's totally forgotten, but that's how quickly things can change, you know? Where did I go? I skipped one. 53 Nights, thank you for the 2. I gave the showcase 4 Keeley Booms. Awesome. Boom, 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 boom. Or his is more like, boom. High Guard. Dude, we filmed the show before High Guard's announcement, before the Game Awards, and I really, really wish that we had filmed it after, because then we could have done a High Guard cutaway. It would have been really funny. Gavin, thank you for the 5. You didn't mention it on the Games of 2026, but you see the trailer for Replaced. It looks phenomenal. Also coming in March. Yes, I believe that one, Replaced specifically, I tried it at Summer Games Fest 2024, I think, and fantastic. Like, the artwork is amazing. It's amazing. So I'm very excited for that one as well. I'm pretty sure I forgot to mention Duskbloods in that frickin' in that video stream segment, whatever, which is wild to me. I can't believe I spaced it. I think I spaced it. Maybe I did. But it's as like a game coming from one of the most prolific and beloved studios in the world, from one of the most impressive developers in the world. It's amazing that, like, basically nobody's talking about it. It's just so remarkable. That game is going to be fascinating to watch. It's going to be fascinating. I'm so excited to see what happens with it. I'm so excited. Let's see. Oh, thank you for that. And then I'll continue catching up on these real quick, guys. Thank you.
At Sly Black Fox donated $9.99 through Super Chat.
Thank you.
Do you see a resurgence in turn-based games now that E33 was such an explosive hit last year?
Yes. And there's already, like, specifically, I think it was a Chinese clone of Expedition 33. There's going to be a lot in the next couple of years. And honestly, I'm okay with it. If, like, you go turn-based, but then you add in Sekiro-based parries, and you give me a standard, like, really well-done JRPG story, I'm in. Most people's complaint about JRPGs is that they are like, they have great stories, but they're so slow mechanically that it's hard to stay focused for a 100-hour run, right? If they're going back in and adding real-time based stuff like parries, I think that helps. That kind of fixes that problem for a lot of people. Like, imagine this. Actually, I'm legitimately interested. Do we have any Persona fans in here? Do we have Persona fans in here? Raising my hand. What would you think if Persona added a real-time, like, parry thing? You know, maybe you can turn it off in settings if you don't want to do it, if you want to just do pure turn-based. But what if they had, like, a parry system just like in Clair Obscur? Would you like that? I kind of think it would be baller. Like, I know some people... I was watching one dude play Persona 5 Royale, and he did that thing where you press, like, start and it, like, auto fights for most of the fights. I think that's how apparently a lot of people play, like, late game, where they just don't want to have to micromanage it. But dude, I think if they added real-time parries, that could be really interesting. And then if people don't like it, have it in the settings where you can turn it off, and then it just goes back to standard Persona combat, you know. But I think that could be really interesting to, like, help people pay more attention, you know. It could be really interesting. And we know that Persona's, I think it was the executive producer, said that he wanted to find ways to get the game to, like, Persona and Metaphor. He wanted to get them to the point where they could appeal to broader audiences. And that might be a way to do it. It's interesting. I'm not sure. It's probably too late now. Whatever they're working on is probably locked in, but it could be very interesting. Catching on these real quick. The Boss, thank you for that super chat. Hey Luke, just watched the New Game Plus show. It was cool seeing you and Rob in the same room. You two are some of my favorite creators favorite creators. Can't wait for next year. Yeah, dude. And like, just in terms of format, after we shot everything and it took 9 hours and we were like, I'm not sure we're going to be able to cut this down into 90 minutes. It's like, I don't think we're going to be able to do that, dude. We're kind of in too deep, but we did the best we could with it. And I've been floored by the overwhelming, like, response. The stats on the show, like, overall reach and engagement has been crazy. So I'm really excited for what next year brings. And next year we're taking all of these lessons and we're going hard. How hard, Luke? Hard. You better believe it. I also, this guy, hold on, here we go. If you don't follow him, you should. Dominic, he is the developer, the Space Bard. He's the developer working on Project Shadowglass. Remember this? It's really cool. You should follow him on Twitter, because he posts, like, dev vlogs and stuff of how he does it. And it's just fascinating. It's really, really cool. So highly recommend you go follow him, because it's baller. Let's see, continuing. And yeah, Rob's fantastic. He's so cool. Let's see. Maybe Azure, thank you for the membership. F87, thank you for the 5. Congrats to you and everyone part of the New Game Plus Showcase. I loved everything about it and how, and look forward to see it evolve. Keep up the great work. Thank you, my friend. And yeah, this was literally like the demo of the demo before you see, like, what it turns into. So trust and believe. It's going to be crazy. OMG, it's Elijah. Thank you for the sub over on Twitch, my friend. Hey, Luke, with the rising cost of getting a PC, do you have any opinions on GeForce Now? Would use it on my MacBook and my monitor. I have a PS5 and want to get into the Steam PC ecosystem. I've used GeForce Now. I have a membership to it because I have a, like, Samsung tablet thing that I use for D&D notes, and I used it for Warhammer because you could have all the stat sheets pulled up on it in multiple windows. But I had the big tablet, and so I used GeForce Now on it. And I actually, for AC Shadows, probably half of my playtime for review was through GeForce Now. And it's really good. You have to have good internet. That's the thing. You have to have good internet and a good router. Because with cloud-based gaming, it's all about latency. That's the name of the game. That's the whole thing. So definitely do those like internet tests. See what your ping is. And if your ping is good, if it's like sub 10 milliseconds, you should be good to go. As long as all the other stats look good. But definitely check that. You might have to upgrade your router. The other thing, Eero. E-E-R-O. Eero routers. They're owned by Amazon. They're great routers in almost every use case except trying to use it for cloud streaming. They're just not great. Mesh routers struggle with that stuff. So just be aware of that. Just be aware of it. Okay. Let's see. Nerdy Giant. Yeah, the story leaks for GTA 6. Yeah, I think a good number of them are real. Hey Luke, thank you for the super chat. Barring the necessary disclaimer that anything is possible, what do you think the possibility of another GTA 6 delay is? Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, when I read this, I think it's like 35% chance it gets delayed to 2027. If it does, it's not going past March. I still think it's like way more likely it launches in November, but yeah, I think it's possible. Pollock, thank you for the membership as well. And then let's see, Vidvine-san, I think. Thank you for the super chat. I will forever be grateful for you hyping, or to you for hyping KCD. You don't need to thank me. The game did all the work. No, it's KCD 2 is fantastic, and I'm so glad people played it and stuff. It's so good. It's so good. My game of the year. If you missed that stream, it's my game of the year. Another something. That's funny. Thank you for the membership. And then Vault to the Future. Thank you for the 2. Apply to your editor job. Hyped to hear back. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, dude, we received like, I think we're up to 470 something applications. Like, woof. Some phenomenally talented people. We are taking everybody's info down. So even if you don't get this round, like this job in particular, I'm fully expecting that we're going to keep growing. And so when we get to that next step, you're already in the running, right? So even if you miss the job posting or forget to apply or whatever, you're still in there. You know, it's really, really cool. But I'm so humbled by how many people have applied, and some amazing people. So we're working through it right now. Jacob is helping me sift through all of the interviews, and the whole team is working on it. So just be aware. Let's see, Matthew Matthew in space, thank you for the 5. Hey Luke, did you see we actually did get Elder Scrolls 6 news from Annie Austin? Todd confirmed there will be more trees than in Skyrim. Not a joke. I did see that. I tried to find a way to talk about it, but every time I was like, we can talk about it on stream, it was just like, new segment. Todd said there will be more trees. And that was like the whole thing. Like I just didn't know. I didn't know what else to say. You know, it's like, I thought for a moment, I was like, what if I could count the trees in Skyrim? And then we could try to do some rough napkin math on how big the map will be. But then I was like, it's a totally different climate. So then you have to look at that announcement trailer and see, based on that announcement trailer, what proportion of the map seems to be like flatlands versus forests. And I was like, this is getting complicated. You know? Yeah, in that video, he kind of breaks it down, which was the point of Todd's initial statement. So I was like, I don't know what I have to add to this. You know, that was where I landed. I was like, it's cool. Watch the video, you know? Let's see. Luke, do you think this year will be better than last year compared to with games? I think yes. Dude, some of the stuff I've heard rumblings of what's gonna like pop out of nowhere, assuming it's not delayed. Woof. In a good way. Like, remember last year at this time, most of us thought the slam dunks for Game of the Year were like Monster Hunter Wilds and like Ghost of Yotei. Like, we thought those were the slam dunks, and they ended up either not being nominated for Jeff's show, or like nominated but not like even one of the top 2 or 3 contenders. So, and they're still really good games. And I think something similar is going to happen this year, where there's going to be a number of nominees where you're like, we'll look back in a year and be like, if only we could have known. If only we could have known. But yeah. Finally, StarCraft Ghost. Yeah, there's rumors that StarCraft will show up out of nowhere. There's rumors. I do think this summer is going to be crazy. I think June is going to be crazy. And then buckle up. Start saving now. September and October will bankrupt you. Dude, it will bankrupt you. It's going to be ridiculous, okay? I'm talking AAA game every week, maybe 2. Like, it's going to be insane. Yeah, it's a broke boy year for sure. For sure. Let's see. Thank you again, Pollock, for the membership on that one. Kyle, thank you for the membership as well. Your April Fool's video should be an hour-long deep dive into video game Grass and how you single-handedly saved Marathon with that suggestion. That would be funny. That would be funny. Dude, I know they had a lot of people telling them the vegetation needed work, but I'd like to think that that me complaining about the grass had some effect, because I remember sitting in that conference room. It was a little funny. Okay. It was a little funny because I was in a group. They had to split up. There were like 2 or 3 groups of us. Okay. This is behind the scenes of a press event. We did like gameplay, lunch, gameplay. And so now we're at like 3:30, 4 p.m. And then they took us all in groups to go and do kind of exit interviews in a conference room, and to talk and offer feedback on Marathon and what we thought of it and everything. Speaking with like developers in the room, like the game director is sitting in the corner, and they're just taking notes and taking back all of our feedback. And they initially had me split off with the like YouTubers and press, like IGN, GameSpot, those guys. Something happened. I was in the party for the game with like two streamers, and they were put in a separate group with like the TikTokers. So I just went with my party that I played with. So I went in with the TikTok crowd. Turns out I was not supposed to do that. I was supposed to be in the other group. So after like 10 minutes of the panel, I see one of the producers like marching around outside the conference room, because it has those glass walls, and she's looking everywhere. She's peeking her head in rooms. Turns out they had lost me. I got lost. Even though I was just sitting in the conference room offering feedback, they had lost me and didn't know where I went. So I think they were worried that I was like fumbling around the studio, stealing secrets or something, but I was just in the wrong room. So eventually they found me, and she comes in and sees, I saw the, and then she goes back, heavy sigh, breath of relief. Okay, we're okay. I was like, I swear I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just stupid. Okay. It's not my fault. It's also, maybe it is my fault. They didn't tell me. They just said, okay, you guys go here, you guys go there, you guys go there. Nobody told me you're in group 3, go in that room. I just went with my group to the room, but apparently I went to the wrong one. I found out. So it was funny. But in that conference room is where I shared that they needed to change the grass. I was like, dude, it looks like Willy Wonka grass that Augustus Gloop eats. You got to fix it. And they actually changed it. So I know I wasn't the only one to say that, but I'd like to think I was. So yeah, I was looking for a candle to sip. I'm thirsty. Yeah, you're gonna kick a guy out because he's looking for a candle for a quick sip? How dare you? 100%. I don't bother with IGN official news. Some of the videos from solo YouTubers are fire on gaming news story. Yeah, dude, they're really like, they're very good. Very good. There's a lot of very talented people out there. Okay. I talked about that. Closing that. I only have a few minutes left, actually. I only have a few minutes because I got to go pick up the boys. I think what we're going to do is next stream, we're going to be doing a big deep dive onto this Larian Q&A. Basically, if you missed it, Larian did a full AMA where the game director, writing director, senior writer, head of animation, machine learning director. I'm kidding. Director of publishing, head of design, art director, gameplay head, technical director, all these people came together and they did an AMA talking about everything. Like, yeah, is there anything specific you were not able or allowed to do by Wizards as IP holder to do in BG3 that you wanted to do in Divinity? We had all the freedom we needed in Baldur's Gate 3, but the game was based on 5e, which is a system that was made for tabletop, not for video games. Most of the limitations came from that. Some of these, with the looting system, will it be random and level dependent like most items in Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2, or will there be more handcrafted items like in Baldur's Gate 3? And then Nick, the head of design, said, the Baldur's Gate 3 approach of handcrafting every magic item worked well, and it's something we've always wanted to do for Divinity Original Sin 2. Something we realized when working on randomized loot for those games is that fully random loot is frequently confusing, so we added more and more rules and pre-made patterns to make it feel more intentional, and in the end, randomization did not save us much time. These things, what are some of the mods you've seen for Baldur's Gate 3 that made you say we should have thought of that, or we definitely have to include that next time around? And head of publishing said Car Wild Shape. What is this mod? It's exactly what it sounds like. Dude, that's freaking awesome. That's freaking awesome. Just, yeah. Wild shape into a car. Why not? That's freaking brilliant. That's fantastic. So anyway, we're gonna do this. We're gonna go through that. I have to sift through them because there's a couple of interesting little tidbits. For example, there's a comment where somebody asks, is Baldur's Gate 3 ever coming to the Switch 2? And Sven goes, no, it's not. And apparently the suggestion is that currently the relationship between Larian and Wizards of the Coast is not great. I think Wizards of the Coast really wanted them to do Baldur's Gate 4, and Larian had very clear demands or just didn't want to do it. And now apparently their relationship is reportedly strained, which kind of makes sense. Let's see. Maple Swish, thank you for the membership. Christopher, thank you for the 5. Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth. I merged the two. Would like to enter the chat for best combat system in a JRPG. I will die on that hill, for those games have been the best, have had the best combat. It's very good. I think the real-time hybrid with turn-based elements like selecting abilities from a menu is genuinely very, very cool. I think it's pretty clear it didn't connect with people as much as I would have thought it would. You know, it's very, very good, and I find it very compelling, but it didn't seem to have a lot of like, I don't know. It's like Baldur's Gate 3 got a lot of people, and so did Expedition 33. They both got a lot of new players into turn-based stuff. Maybe it's because Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth, they play much more like real time than they do turn-based. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. It's very interesting. It's very good. Yeah. You're sure you're not talking about Final Fantasy 16's combat system? There's got to be a joke there about like falling asleep before you got to the combat or something. I don't know. I never finished Final Fantasy 16, but I've heard people who did, and they're like, yeah, it was kind of tough. It was kind of tough. It's pretty slow. The lack of NPC interactions in CD concerns me a bit. Crimson Desert. I was like, CD. This is my personal expectation, okay? I think Crimson Desert probably doesn't review super well because I think the writing is probably not going to be that good. It's going to be MMO writing. And I think maybe some of the questing is repetitive and is very straightforward. Go fetch this, go move this over here. I'm sure it's going to be a lot like that. And I I think that that's probably what it ends up being like. I think that's probably what it ends up being like. So I think that if you're just in it for like the gameplay, it's going to wow you. I'm personally expecting that it's not going to do anything too insane when it comes to story, or the story will even get to like cringe levels. Speaking of cringe levels, I just had to share this. This video's popped off, so it's starting to go viral. Mr. Honey Bun the 2 Tons wrote us a song. And I'm going to make you listen to it for 10 seconds.
It's a kawaii day in the anime world, a kawaii day for a waifu. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I have always wanted to have a waifu just like you. I've always wanted to live in the anime world with you, so let's make...
Hell yeah. Oh Lord, I've seen this one. See? It's popping off. Yeah, things AI could never replicate. Exactly. There you go. There you go. It's fire, dude. It's a fantastic song. Fantastic song. I actually believe that he is playing a character, but it is still entertaining because that was fantastic. You found the emote? Oh my God, you did. He found it. That's so freaking funny. Sorry. Oh, I need that forever. I need that in my veins forever. Oh my God. Oh, it's so fantastic. It's so fantastic. Well done, T-Bone. T-Bone found the clip. Well done. Shout out T-Bone. That's fantastic. Oh yeah, they score. Yeah. What am I gonna look like when they finally drop a gameplay deep dive for The Witcher 4? Oh yeah, they score. Yeah. Dude, he was being a good sport. He's playing, what was it called? It was the wheelchair game. What was that called? Oh, I can't remember what it was called. It was something insane. Also, Joel, thank you for the membership, my friend. Thank you. Thank you. Wheel race? No. It's like, Dragon Drive. Who thought that was a good idea? I don't know. I mean, they're literally like, okay, we have these like, it's basically a mouse, but on a Joy-Con. Like, hey, what if we made a basketball game, but you're in a wheelchair and you have to do this to move? Somebody was like, oh yeah, they score. Yeah. It's a great idea. Dude, I'm still pissed that I bought ARMS at full price. I'm still pissed about that. It's unacceptable. Unacceptable. I bought that game for full price back in the day. It was like $60 because I thought it looked fun. I played it for like an hour and a half. Then I was like, what the hell am I doing? I'm still upset about that. To this day, I want my money back. I don't think it was even an hour and a half. I think it was like 40 minutes or something. I got through like the tutorial and then I went to like a normal match and it was like, what are we doing? Armin, thank you. Armani Coleman, I think. Thank you for the 5. So when you think Wolverine can show more gameplay or deep dive like spring, but May, more like March, I heard there might be a state of play. Normally what Sony does, at least in the last few years, is a spring showcase, whatever, possibly early April. Maybe like late March, early April. March is going to be so dense this year. I wouldn't be surprised if they waited till April, but who knows? But they should be able to put that out. And then I think that Wolverine possibly gets a gameplay deep dive closer to like August to September. What I would look at, instead of looking at some of the other things they did with like Spider-Man 2, I would look at how they marketed Ghost of Yotei. Remember, Ghost of Yotei, they didn't do a whole lot of like, they didn't do a big 20-minute deep dive or something or uncut gameplay footage. They did like a bunch of 90-second videos uploaded to their YouTube channels. my guess is they probably do something similar, especially because it seems like that game probably isn't that big. It might be like a 10-hour game, 12-hour game, maybe. So I don't think they want to do like a big 45-minute gameplay deep dive. I don't think they want to do that. So I'm guessing it's going to be a lot less content than you might want. I think it's probably going to be pretty lean. I don't know. Let's see. They did do deep dive. I'm talking about what they did in August. Do you remember what they did with August with Ghost of Yotei? Let me pull it up. Enhance. Ghost of Yotei. I think it was on the PlayStation. The PlayStation. Oh, now it's going to be tricky finding it. The flood of videos that have come out since it launched. Well, it was stuff like this. Remember they did these? This was posted... Yeah, August 28th. So this is in like the week or two leading up to the game's launch. These were the types of videos they were doing. It was like minute 12 seconds, minute 15 seconds, showing the different weapons and stuff. And they chose to go this route instead of doing a single big event. And I mean, clearly it seems to have worked just fine for the game, but I would suspect that they're probably going to do something similar with Wolverine. It's like these smaller little vignettes. They'll have a showcase where they show it. I'm not saying they don't. I'm saying probably in April they do that. But I'm not expecting them to do like the E3 level thing that they used to do. Where they rent out the venue that looks just like one of the scenes in the game. I don't think they're going to do something that crazy. I think they're going to do it much closer to what they did with Yotei. Just my suspicion. I don't know. We'll see. Ultimately, does not matter. Ultimately, who cares? Okay, fam. I am sorry, I gotta call it short today. I gotta go pick up my little fella from preschool, so I've got to go. But I wanted to talk to you just for a bit before the weekend, because it's been a busy week, but now we have defeated it. So I will be back on Monday, rocking and rolling. Streams returning as usual. Should have a lot to talk about. Wink, wink. And it should be a fun time, okay? Much love. I will see you soon. Have a fantastic weekend and be safe, okay? Much love. I'll see you soon. Hugs and kisses. Bye-bye. Mwah. That one's for free.